Hey everybody, so last week we made pretty good progress on the oh, it's Marty the Party, and that's my arch nemesis Rhett. And she's in here helping out by injecting chaos into these videos. But anyways, the we made pretty good progress last week. We got this to show up, but it would be it would be better if when I did this better, like if the hello is still there. That would be really, really useful. And then the thing that I'm not sure is if I want to add like a little like a mouse over here so that you could see when there's more things. Yeah, see like what it thinks the other things is, like so. I keep going back and forth. I think I do want that. It is going to be a bit time consuming, but I think it's going to be worth it. I didn't think so at first, but and I may go back. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. But anyways, so the next step is that um, we are okay. So this is our discrete component. So that's the overall component. What we want is our discrete results. Okay, so right now all we do is collect one result, but what we need is actually all the results. So I guess what we want to do is results colon discrete result. What's so nice about arrays versus like just regular primitive values or even objects is that um, you don't have to have it as undefined, and then you can just check to see if it's zero or not. All right, so that's results. So every time we get a result, um, I'm going to say this speech result. So okay, I guess because we get it undefined at some point. Okay, this dot results dot push, and then like that. So I remember like, and I think I bring this up from time to time. Like when I first started working in JavaScript, there was no push. There were really no operators. So the way you would do it is you'd say this dot results, and then you'd say like this dot results dot length is equal to this dot result. And that was basically what everyone did, right? If you looked at any code anywhere with JavaScript, this is exactly how it worked. And then I remember, I want to say it was like maybe 2008 or 2009. I did this all the way up until then, and then somebody was just like, "What is this?" And then they were like, "Oh, that's really neat, but why don't you just use push or one of the other ways?" And I fought that for a while, but then I realized, that just like while that was cool, there was like this. Okay, so there was a time where this was the only way to do it, and then there was a time when this was like the cool, edgy way to do it, and then there's this a time where it became like the crotchety old man way of doing it, and that's sort of how these JavaScript things go. And the problem is while that cool, edgy time is like fun, um, if it's really tough to make that jump from um, crotchety old man, uh, old person, old fashioned way of doing it to the new way. Like, so I would definitely forego the cool time and just go to the whatever the current way of doing things is. Um, but anyways, so now we have our results. So just for fun, in our results service, we're just going to just double check that that stuff's working at all, and basically we're gonna interpolate. Interpolate? No, that's not the right. word. Maybe it is. I don't know. This dot. I don't want this. Results dot length. So what we should see is a 0 to begin with. Hello. Hi. Hello. Wow, so it had 8 of them. I bet you hero is one of them. Yeah, so we definitely want to be able to mouse over and see all the things. I think it would be a little noisy to have all the results, but I think it would be useful at times to be able to see it. So a mouse over on that. Now the problem with mouse overs in general is that there is no equivalent on mobile. So if this was if this was on a mobile, they don't really have a way. So maybe it's a click. Yeah, probably make it a click. So when you click on it, a little dialogue with all the results shows up in there. That that will take a little longer than just having a mouse over, but um, that is probably a better way to do it, just so that we do have mobile support. Um, and that is probably something like if you're not on mobile, it might be worth it just to go look at the logs. But on a computer or a tablet. But like if you're on a phone, having that click to see what the things were and what their confidence was and all that might be better. Okay, so now let's see. At if results dot length is greater than 0, then man, I just every once in a while, like it's so fun. Like I thought that the there's like an API, a JavaScript API for remote communications. I thought that was going to be a absolute game changer, and it ended up not being. Like I no, I don't know anyone who uses that. I've never seen it used anywhere, and all that. And then one of the things that I thought was going to be stupid was um, the backticks with like that, like that, like in JavaScript, the backticks. And man, was I wrong on both cases. I mean, the backticks ended up being huge, um, and it makes like so much code that used to be so difficult to read so much easier to read. It's just wild how wrong we can be. Okay, so then we want an at. Well, let's just try that out. Try. Yeah, so that worked. And now, so we want to do like the for each, and I believe it's at for. And oh, the whole point of that was like I did not like it when they changed the can't even remember how to do this. This from what it used to be with the I can't even remember how it used to be now. And to go on with this at stuff and all that, and this has just been so much better. So I think it's like let I of results. I don't know. I think I must do a for loop in other places in this code, so it'd be good to just search at for. Okay, so okay, so whatever you want of, okay, so there's no let. So so let's go back here and just change this. I like that, naming that result better. Result, and then of results. And then I guess the last part is important. Track index. And then I guess guess there's really no reason not to just copy this altogether. Control V. You like that, Rhett? Rhett? Did not work. Work? Ready? Ready. Hello? Hi. Hello? It's interesting that it was 3% less. Okay, so we do want to get that delete working. Fortunately, we already have that wired up. Don't really need to think through that. Oh, and we don't want the count anymore. And I think, like, if you had to predict ahead of time what was going to take longer, to do one or to do all the results, you would assume that it would be all the results. But it was once we got result working, it was way easier to get the results working. Hello? So that was 87. Hello? So saying it louder. Okay, so I definitely want to reverse the order. So there's a couple ways to do that. Probably the easiest way is to, instead of actually put it in the order I want it to display. And I think there's a different dot. Gosh, I remember when there was only like 4 things in here. So pop, push, reduce. I think, is it shift? Can't remember. Shift. I think shift is one that removes. Nope. Unshift. I believe that is what we want. I believe this puts it at the end. Inserts a new at the start of an array. Right. Boy, that does not feel right either. I mean, that is just a very, whoever kind of came up with that definitely saw the world in a very different way than I see it. But anyways, hello. Anyways, hello. Anyways, hello. Interesting. So 91 that time. But it thinks that there's like 6 other things. See, it would be nice, and it would be nice to see what was different between these two. So yeah, the mouse over, I think, is important. I don't think we need this top one anymore, which then makes me wonder if we even need a result anymore. So let's go ahead and do that now, because that will just never, ever, 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 ever be easier than right now. This would be the easiest time to do it. I don't really feel like doing it, but it won't ever be easier. And then I don't think we need this anymore. But we'll see. Just for now, we'll just say, we'll make this a let. Okay, so it doesn't see this as a discrete result right now. Oh, that's funny. All right. See if anything breaks. Nothing seems to be broken. Hello. 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 Hi. What? 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 I think my timing is off. Yeah. What? That is interesting. What? That is so interesting. What? What? Man, it just like refuses to acknowledge that word. What? That is so funny. What? It's like, nope, that's not a word. I'm not gonna acknowledge it. What? How many watts? See, that's what I would think you would get confused between what and what, but it was just like, what? Man, I never would have expected that. And it's crazy how many logs are firing just in that little bit of time of just playing around with this. And that's like another thing that I think people tend to underestimate is like I think all those logs are sitting in memory right now. So, like that could easily be like a memory leak. It's I wouldn't consider it a memory leak right now because like you know, we're putting that information there so that the user could see it. But like, let's say you didn't have that, you were just storing the logs for whatever reason. Um, it won't take long. It doesn't look like for this thing to just start consuming massive amounts of memory um, from the logs, and I bet you it's going to be way worse under continuous. So that's like another thing to think about. So two things that I think that came out of this video for me. One is logs is something you're going to have to keep a pretty close eye on. This thing just churns out logs like crazy. So, there's a high risk of creating a memory leak with the logs. And number two, there are words that it just will not acknowledge, at least on Chrome. Um, it's just like you said. I mean, you guys watch me. I said "what" over and over and over again, and it just like would not acknowledge that I said it. So that's funny. Anyways, 18 minutes. That's pretty good. Tomorrow, we will start working on this count where you mouse over and or click on this, and then you get like a little pop up that shows all um, the other choices that would have been there. Um, so I think that's probably the best way to do that. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.